Marco, thank you so much for joining me.
Okay.
So I wanted to start with, how your journey started going into management. Obviously, you had a long playing career playing at right back. Did you always know that you wanted to become a manager?
Always no, but after the 25, 26 years old, I start to think more about not to be a manager, but really to understand why I was asked to do something or have conversations with the coach in that time. Try to understand why the real A, B, C, or D was important, why they demand, and they asked me to do this or that, and to start to have a better understanding, tactical point of view of the game and in the sessions as well. And from that moment, yes, I start to think a little bit more. Of course, at 28 years old, when I was 28, I took already the second degree of a coach, and of course in that moment, yes, when I was 27, 28, I started to think really about it and to prepare myself for the future. Yeah.
When you finally became a manager, was there anything that you experienced as a player that you said, I'm gonna make sure I don't do that when I'm a manager?
Some things, not just one thing, definitely. When you throughout your football career, as a football player, of course, you take always something from your experience, the coaches that you have, the relationship with your teammates, and all that experience you have to take and after to create your own identity. And this is what I did. Things to don't repeat, things to don't do it. I was not things that I thought that okay, that is not good to do it or is not fair or not. Of course, I have to create and to build my own identity that I want for my teams. And of course, in terms of relationships, is really important to create the right ones and to understand always the other side. You have human beings as well. They are football players, but they are human beings too. And of course, yes, I took many things to repeat and to do that. Okay, that I recognize that okay, it goes in direction that I am as a person. I would like to be as a manager, and things that I'm not going to repeat for sure.
Do you feel like Marco Silva, the manager, would be able to manage Marco Silva, the player, quite comfortably?
Yes,
Yeah?
definitely.
Were you unproblematic?
No, not at all. Probably I don't know if I'm going to have the quality to play in the Marco Silva side right now, but for sure not problematic, and for sure the right professional to understand the things and to work hard for the team, definitely.
So you had spells in Portugal, then went over to Greece and then came to England to manage. Was that always the plan in terms of your pathway, or was it just trying to pick the best next thing?
No, Premier League was always the goal and the main goal. 100% sure, of course, everything was so quick because I was 34 when I started my career as a coach. And of course, after 3 successful seasons in Estoril and after a big club like Sporting, and everything after was quick. But yes, when I started to have the first seasons as a coach, the main goal always to prepare myself and try to have to do the best I can to have a chance to join Premier League, and that was the reason why since I joined I didn't left.
What's the biggest difference you'd say from Portugal and Greece? Like, I know a lot of managers say the intensity and how much people focus on tactics, but is that how you felt when you came to the Premier League?
No, when I first came, of course I had the first impact I had was that is clear what I thought. Okay, you analyze games, you play against, because when I was at Estoril and Sporting, of course, European competitions games you play against, and when I was at Olympiacos as well, okay, Champions League games and all that stuff, you play against English teams, and of course you have to analyze and you know what they are capable to do and what it means to play against. But when you have first arrive, of course you have the impact. Okay, that is clear what we think about and what we did analyze in the past. Okay, the most difficult one and the best competition in the world, no doubts in my opinion about it. And of course, any game is really tough to play because, as you said, the tactical point of view, every single season you can see that the best players and the best manager and always very good manager, always a challenge to prepare games. Doesn't matter the opposition, doesn't matter, okay, you go to play against the top side. Tactical point of view, the game is going to demand many things from you, but of course after you play against mid-table or bottom table team, and their own identity is there, and of course it's a challenge to prepare the game and to to give the tools for your players to be able to win the game. And that is one of the reasons why Premier League is the best and the most difficult competition in the world. And as you said, after has some characteristics that is not easy to find in other club. You mentioned the intensity, of course, the intensity on and off the ball is really high. Teams trying to win football matches as well. The game is never close, even if you are winning comfortable a game. If something happens, the game can change so quick. There are many details that make this league so brilliant, in my opinion, and so difficult to be and to win football matches.
Was there anything that shocked you that you maybe would have wanted to know before you came to England as a
No, really. I expected a great environment, because it's something that you can feel when you come to play in England, when you are in Champions League or Europa League or something like that. It's something that you can feel, even if you know football well. If you follow Premier League, even watching games on TV, not live, you can feel the environment, the atmosphere, how the fans, they create something unique in my opinion. Nothing really that shocked me. I think everything was being in the direction that I thought that is going to be.
There's always been a connection with Portuguese managers and the Premier League, obviously, Jose Mourinho, yourself, Nuno, and now Ruben Amorim. Is there something in Portugal where they say, okay, this is the place that we want to come to? And is it a thing where you guys talk to each other, give each other advice about the league?
No, we don't it's not something that you talk to each other many times, of course. I think every manager knows what means Premier League. Of course, when I first arrived in 2017, in that period, just to manage, they were able to be in Premier League, was Jose. Of course, Jose opened the doors for many managers and Portuguese managers, not just in England but around Europe, of course. And was Andrea Villas-Boas as well. They were the two managers before I first arrived here, because it was tough. Was a tough league to join, even if we have had always great quality in terms of manager. It was always a difficult place to come and to have the chance to manage teams as well. And okay, Jose and Andres, they did it, and because they won European competitions with the Portuguese clubs, that of course help always. I was the third one to arrive, and nice to see that now much more they are here and much more they had the chance to be here. But for me, it's clear. I think coaches, you don't have naturality, you don't have age, you don't have naturality. If you have quality, you are able to be in the best competitions in the world, and we want to prove our quality. It doesn't matter where you come from or where is your country as well.
Do you feel like your philosophy has changed over time from when you first came to England to yourself now? Because I've watched a few of your interviews, and you talk about, you know, the intensity that you want from your team and the specifics you want from them tactically. But was that the same when you first came till now?
I'm not a different person right now. I'm not a different manager right now, but I have to be better manager right now than in 2017. That is clear for me. I think every single day, every single month, every single year, I have to be better. I have to prove myself, my staff, and my players that what I'm capable to do. And of course, from 2017 now, we are starting 2025. Of course, I have to be much better than I was in that moment, and I consider that I'm doing that really with the help of my staff and always with the help of my players, and of course adjusting things, improving things, analyzing what we did in the past, and to be in the better place right now to win football matches and to be better manager.
We spoke to Alex Iwobi and Smith Rowe recently, and they really like focused on the fact that, you know, you give them the freedom to express themselves, and you know, maybe they were just trying to get your good looks as well, but they were talking about how much freedom they get on the pitch. Is that something that you really focus on for your forwards especially?
Now we have, of course, they know that they have to be in certain spots that is important for us. As a starting point, they know what they should be. It's not like, okay, everybody's freedom to do what, no, at all. They know that in certain moment of the game, they have to be there, waiting for the ball to arrive in certain areas. And of course, when the ball arrives in certain areas with the right moves that we want in our team, is a moment that they have to express their qualities. They have to show their qualities, yes. But until the ball arrives there, they know that they have the things to do, and sometimes they have to be patient because the ball is going to arrive.
And how important is it for you to maintain a good relationship with the players, like because of how intense the league is and how often the games are coming as well? Is it important for you to not just have a relationship with them on the pitch but off of it as well?
Yeah, it's really important. It's crucial. I have to say that it's crucial. open relationship. They know where are the limits as well. When you are good professional, you know you don't need to go to across the limits or to go over it. I think as everything is so clear between all of us, the respect and the relationship is always there. But I like to be really close to them as well, because at the end before they are football players, they are human beings. They have their own problems. They have their own situations to solve it. And of course, we are here to help them on the pitch and off the pitch if you can, and of course if they are open for it. And yes, relationship is crucial.
You're an ex-player, obviously, and I feel like nowadays there's been a lot of different types of pressure because of social media. Do you feel like it's harder to be a player now than it was when you were playing?
Yes, but they have much better conditions too. We have the two sides of the things. If you go in the direction of as you mentioned, the social media, yes, but they have social media because they want to have. It's something that if you are not happy with, you don't have and finish. You don't need to.
Yeah.
If it's something that pressure that comes to you is something wrong, okay, you have a way to don't have it, you know. And yes, it's much because the pressure is bigger. The social media play a big part on it. The games, I have to say, the intensity of football is different, but they have different tools as well. They have all everything that can help them. The clubs right now, they are able to do it as well. I think more difficult, but I think they are more able to support it right now that the football players in the past they were.
You recently signed a contract that will see you for the next few years. Why was Fulham the right club for you?
Okay, everything is going in direction that I expected really, and the club wanted really, probably going over the expectations of the club. But when it just can happen if you succeed, and you have been succeeding as a football club the last few seasons, every single season doing better things and improving and on and off the pitch. Unfortunately for us, but I know that is good for the financial health of the club. Selling players is not good for us on the pitch, but for the financial point of view of the club is really good. This club is able now to sell players with certain amount of money that was not possible in the past. That just come with the success as well. Being able to sign some young players to help the team and to grow, and of course to create a platform inside that even if many players they move already, we are not suffering so much like normally happen in a football club. And again, I'm happy in the place I'm right now. Of course, we all have ambition. I'm a really ambitious one. Just in this way, you can make the club to grow and the football players to be better. And because you win games, I know that is a cliche, but you are not going to be longer in a football club if you don't achieve the results.
And you joined them in the Championship. Was there ever a moment where you questioned going down into that league? Because obviously you started in the Premier League, and people say the Championship is so aggressive, the games are constant. Did you ever second guess, or did you know that?
I had a second guess, definitely, and because I had some chances before it to go, and I didn't, because was a step back in terms of career, but not because the club, but the competition is a lovely competition. Is so tough, it's so long, is everything in that competition make you really to grow, but was a step back. Definitely was a step back, and I had my moment to think about not just one time, second time or third time, probably more, because we had other offers as well to go for different clubs in completely different competitions too. But the aim was to come back to keep in England, to keep working in England. Of course, the name of the club, and we knew clear that the club is going to give us the conditions in that season to succeed, and make me to decide that way.
And to end with, I want to talk about your life outside of football. What do you do as hobbies? I know you're a manager, so I know that you're focusing on your tactics and your players, but what do you do to wind down?
The time is so short, that is so small, that is most of the time is to enjoy the family, to be with the family, of course. Some friends, some with the staff as well, some friends, some time with the friends, but the main one is really to be with the family, to enjoy my daughters, to my wife, and to give as more time as I can give for them, the moments that I'm not, that the football doesn't demand from me. The time really is the most important thing. Of course, after to watch some sports. Football is always there, but to watch other sports too. But the main thing is about family.